Pop Culture Pastor.
So, Danielle, I think we should have more graduations, not less. Like, as an old person or older person, I said old. As an older person, I feel kind of left out. Like graduation's great because we affirm that you have reached this milestone point in your life. And I just don't know why we stopped doing that. Like, I think we should have a graduation when we realize we can't make it through the night without getting up to go to the bathroom. Like, oh, we've crossed this milestone. We should probably affirm and celebrate that. I guess basically what I'm saying is I feel old because everybody's getting ready to graduate. And I'm just like, where's my affirmation of, I'm almost 47 years old and, my kidneys don't work the same. Shouldn't that be a thing?
I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me, but
No? All right. Well,
if you want me to have a reception for you, I guess I will.
Congratulations, so-and-so. You've reached the age where bingo becomes a viable entertainment alternative. No?
I'll host a reception for you any day, babe.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what I was looking for. Is I just want an excuse to have a party.
A Dave party.
Yeah, a Dave party.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't get many of those.
I'll get right on that.
And we should call it a graduation of some sorts, though. You graduated to the age where liver and onions sounds good.
Nope.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it is that time of year, though. The graduations are all everybody. We're getting. Yeah. When you're a youth pastor, you get kind of bombarded with graduation party invites.
Yeah.
Do we have 3 in one day or something like that?
I don't know. It's all in the calendar. That's what I know.
Yeah. Where all of a sudden you're just making appearances.
Yeah, like you're a celebrity.
But everybody's got cool parties. We did this last year. And it's kind of fun in a way because you get to go and see everyone else's parties and
maybe fun for you. I feel like it's super awkward.
Well, right. Yeah, it's not fun if you have social anxieties, of course. But I think it's fun to see the families and the friends gathered in celebration of it.
That is cool.
It's just kind of nice to see all that. And then you're the strange people like I'm the youth pastor. I don't really know that many people here. But yeah, it's good times. Welcome. This is Pop Culture Pastor on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. And that was just what was on my brain to start the show here. Graduations. Did you have a big graduation party?
'Tis the season.
When you graduated high school, how big was your party?
We had my parents invited people to the house, but I don't really remember there being a bunch of people.
Yeah. I remember there were people that came over to the house, but I don't remember much about it other than that.
I kind of recall that maybe I was the first person to leave my party.
I actually think I was too. Well, because the school, our school always had the graduates party, the school sponsored party that they would put on.
Oh, you had a school sponsored party?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It was the post graduation party for the seniors. We
didn't have that, I don't think.
And it went
if we did, I didn't go.
It went later. Well, our school was interested in trying to keep us out of trouble.
Right. See,
didn't
our
work.
school, all the kids in our school were just getting into trouble.
Yeah. I mean, right.
I guess a school-sponsored party might have been smart.
The people that were going to go get in trouble were going to go get in trouble anyways.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Anyways, here we are. Pop Culture Pastor. I already said that. Well, let's listen to some music. Well, Cody, we may be living in the end times, as it turns out.
Oh?
There will be wars and rumors of wars. And we think about that a lot. Those guys that follow geopolitics, they're all end-timer type people. They're just oh, well, this could be World War III. And I've never really been there. I've always been kind of, I don't know. I love history, so war is always happening, and it always seems bad, and sometimes it can be. World War II and World War One and Two. Those weren't great times.
Was not the best of times.
But something has appeared on my horizon that where I'm just like, oh no, this could be bad. It could be that we're sitting here in a few years and we're like, you remember? Do you remember the time before the Great War between Taco Bell and Taco John's?
Before you started, I thought we were going somewhere completely different. I thought
That was the goal.
I thought we were going Chat GPT or AI technology.
No.
I was ready to talk Terminator. And
Come
now
on, man.
we're
You know I'm not that
talking-
serious.
We're talking tacos.
Taco Bell is looking for litigation against Taco John's.
There
This is-
can only be one taco in this town.
Shots have been fired, and it's all over. This is great. This is absolutely astounding. If you would have guessed, it's all over the phrase Taco Tuesday.
Taco John's has that on lockdown.
Exactly. That's what this is about. Did you know Taco John's has Taco Tuesday, the term Taco Tuesday, on lockdown?
I did.
Isn't that crazy?
Because when Taco John's was phenomenal, Cody was all about Taco Tuesday.
Oh man! So Taco Bell's not down with this. They're on a mission. They declared. First of all, social media is awesome for this because we have people who are very creative running these social media accounts. Taco Bell has declared a mission to liberate Taco Tuesday for all. That's the funny part. The serious part is they've asked U.S. regulators to force Taco John's, based out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, to abandon its long-standing claim to the trademark. They say that too many businesses and others refer to Taco Tuesday for Taco John's to be able to have exclusive rights to the phrase. So they are asserting in a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office filing that is, of course, dated yesterday or 2 days ago, Tuesday. They did it on Tuesday because, of course. And it's just the latest in what apparently is a long-running beef with the taco giants.
So I have like an easy solution or workaround.
Oh, you do? What's that?
There's another day of the week that begins with T. If you're all about the alliteration.
Yeah, but it's not a hard T.
Taco Thursday.
It only work if it was Taco Thursday.
In Spain?
Which is really hard to say. Yeah. It'd work in Spain, maybe. Where they use that sound a little bit more. But with the hard T, it doesn't sound right. Taco Thursday doesn't just roll off the tongue.
Well, you snooze, you lose.
Or we rename Thursday Taco Thursday, which sounds a little too much like Taco Turds Day, which maybe is more compatible. I don't know.
Creative solutions right here, folks.
That's what we're all about. So Taco Bell's going to war with Taco John's over the phrase Taco Tuesday, which has been a thing at Taco John's for a long time.
Forever and a day.
So Taco John's has been around for a while. I actually worked at Taco John's for a little bit in high school. It was one of the fast food joints I worked at. I had a friend who was the manager there. So they needed some help, and I worked there for a little bit. And I look back on it fondly. But Taco John's used to be, their Taco Tuesday used to be legit. It was,
yeah.
It was 2 tacos for 99 cents back in the day.
Oh, people would just be blocking traffic in Chanute trying to get their tacos on Tuesday.
Then they would have these weekends where they called feeding frenzies when I was a young adult. And that was 3 tacos for 99 cents. Like, that's just crazy. Like, that was, if you were a young adult or a student, man, that was blood money. And you'd go out and get 30 tacos for, $30. Wait,
10.
$10. 30 tacos for $10. Are you kidding?
And that one Alexander Hamilton was buying 30 tacos back in the day.
Oh, I wish they would still do that. That'd be amazing. The only problem is, if you get the crispy shell, you can't possibly eat them fast enough to get through them while they're still crispy.
No.
But seriously, I can remember going and getting like 60, 70, 80 tacos with a group of friends. We just pull our money together and just get a, huge bag of tacos.
All the tacos for the road.
And so I don't even know what's Taco Tuesday now. Is it just like a taco for $2?
I don't know.
I don't even know what it is. Do they even have that deal anymore? Surely they do.
Well, they named and claimed the right to that phrase, though.
Yeah. Well, Taco Tuesday, Taco Bell believes that Taco Tuesday is critical to everyone's Tuesday. That was from them. That's their exact wording. I love that Taco Bell is like doing serious things, but then being jokey about it. That's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun, but at the same time, you jabronis took your sweet time getting to this decision.
Yeah.
Like, I've known for several years that they own the right to Taco Tuesday.
But should they own the right to Taco Tuesday? That's what Taco Bell is asking the U.S. Patent Office. Should they own the rights to that phrase, given that its usage is so all over the place? And like it even spawned, it's like a running joke in the Lego movie. You know, Taco Tuesday, but now on a Friday.
Yes. So, see, it has added to the hilarity, and if everyone has access to it, then it would be tragic as we would lose out on funny moments.
So you're with Taco John's. You stand with Taco John's.
Yes. Like, if you are someone that's making money, you can't use the phrase Taco Tuesday. But if you're LeBron James having tacos on a Tuesday and making an Instagram live video, you can yell out Taco Tuesday. I'm cool with that.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up LeBron, because the U.S. Patent Office has actually ruled on this multiple times. And so it seems like Taco Bell wouldn't have any claim. But actually, LeBron James factors into this.
Yeah, LeBron!
You didn't even know. You didn't even know. And yet, LeBron factors into this. I'll tell you how in a sec. All right. So we're talking about Taco Bell filing a claim in the U.S. Patent Office over the usage of Taco Tuesday, which up to this point has been the property and rights of Taco John's. But Taco Bell says that Taco Tuesday is they assert that no one should have exclusive rights to the phrase. Taco Bell, this is a quote from the claim. Taco Bell believes Taco Tuesday is critical to everyone's Tuesday.
Okay.
By the way, if I mentioned I love it when people do serious things but still funny. To deprive anyone of saying Taco Tuesday, be it Taco Bell or anyone who provides tacos in the world, is like depriving the world of sunshine itself. And so the question being brought up here is whether Taco Tuesday over the years has succumbed to what trademark attorneys would call genericide. Have you heard of this?
That sounds made up.
It's not. That's the term for when a word or phrase becomes so widely used for similar products, or in this case, sales promotions, that they're no longer associated with the trademark holder. So when I said Taco Tuesday, there's tons of people out there who wouldn't associate that with Taco John's in a million years.
I only associate it with Taco John's and LeBron James. The only two entities that get to use it in my book.
So this is I'll give you a few examples of genericide, other terms that this has happened to that were once patented terms.
Okay.
Escalator was once a patented term that anybody that made escalators couldn't use the term escalator. Only one company did. But then it became so widely used that at some point the patent office said, well, that has become the term for what you make.
Is the facial tissues...
Oh, Kleenex?
Is that patented? Because I call them Kleenexes.
Yeah.
Although they're technically facial tissues.
Maybe someday that's something that gets discussed too, that Kleenex... You know, I think an argument would have to come from the other facial tissue makers for them to be able to use Kleenex. The word Kleenex. Puffs. Another word, trampoline.
Oh.
That used to be a patented term for the thing you jump on that a company made. But then trampoline just became the word to describe the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that is what Taco Bell is claiming in their claim against Taco John's for the usage of Taco Tuesday. And they've made this claim before with nothing doing, but LeBron James factors into this.
LBJ.
So in 2019, LeBron James made an unsuccessful attempt to claim the trademark Taco Tuesday.
He did.
But why? Why? Why did he try to claim Taco Tuesday?
Because he was making these Instagram videos where he was celebrating Taco Tuesday and saying it so obnoxiously, but it was fun.
You just got to have everything, LeBron.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Give LeBron everything.
So he was unsuccessful. The patent office rightly said, no.
That
No.
belongs to Taco John's.
But now, even though they ruled against LeBron, Taco Bell is saying, look at what's happened to the term. It's just everywhere. There's people who've made, YouTube famous videos with songs about Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday is in the nomenclature. It's just out there. And whether Taco John's knows it or not, several restaurants and taco eateries use the term anyways, just not in advertising. They use it in like their specials. Well, we have our Taco Tuesday special today. And then they don't have to, like, they're not using it in advertising or as part of their brand. So it's totally legal for them to do so. And Taco Bell is alleging that because of that, they should be able to use the term Taco Tuesday as well, because it's suffered from genericide.
A Taco Bell and your Pepsi money, get out of here. You guys, how much money do you really need? Let the little company out of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Oh, little. Yeah, they're not so little either.
Well, they only have one Taco John's in the great state of Texas.
I have a way we can solve this, where I am the judge. If the U.S. Patent Office will let me judge this dispute, I would like to take this on for them, to take the burden off of the U.S. Patent Office. Because I know they're busy. They've probably got mountains of claims in the
especially
trademark
about
office.
Kleenexes.
And I'm like, come on, I know that's a boring job. So let me take this one off your hands. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, okay, Taco John's and Taco Bell, give me your best Taco Tuesday deal. And whoever comes up with the best Taco Tuesday deal, you get the rights to the name. Actually, Taco Bell doesn't even want the rights to the name. They just want it to be generic use, which they may have a point. So Taco John's might see the writing on the wall. They might come to the table with this. If I say you get it, but you got to have the better deal. Because that's, Cody, Taco Tuesday used to mean something in this town. Now it doesn't mean anything. The deal's not good enough. I want a deal.
I'm good with Taco John's keeping it, and
That's why you're a communist.
and LeBron James just using it randomly in his videos.
And Taco John's and Taco Bell in this litigation, if you want to, float me some deals on the side, this is a country that, if nothing else, is all about the glad handing.
Can I also point out something weird about the taco companies?
Sure.
Okay, so Taco Bell is owned by the Yum
Brands. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they're connected to Big Pepsi. But Taco John's also serves Pepsi products. And you don't see Pepsi products in fast food places that often, especially like big chain fast food places. And so I want to thank the taco establishments for actually being a home to Mountain Dew.
That's where you were going with this?
Yes.
We took that extra time so you could make a Mountain Dew advertisement.
Yes.
It is extreme.
And Pepsi, if you want to send a lifetime supply of Mountain Dew my way, I will switch my vote to let's make Taco Tuesday for all.
Okay, DJ, name a food place from your childhood that you would leave the studio right now. If there was one outside, you would leave the studio for it and go get that food right
You're
this
being
second.
awful nostalgic today.
Yeah.
I'd probably if somebody said, "Hey man, there's a Vista truck out here,"
Oh. Man.
I'd go get me a Vista burger. I'd get me a Vista meal, man.
So a Vista burger is native to Manhattan, Kansas.
Yes.
But there was one in Topeka.
Yeah, we had one in Top City.
And there was one in Lawrence.
There was one in
for
Lawrence,
the longest
too. Yeah,
time,
yep.
but they're gone now. The one in Manhattan exists. But it's just you. I worked there. That's where I flipped
You
burgers in
worked
high school.
there?
Yeah, all through high school. I
You
worked at
still
Vista.
have your shirt.
No, man, that thing was awful.
Would
It
that
was beige.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
They said it was
though?
tan and taupe.
Wouldn't that be awesome though?
Oh man.
I'm gonna get online and buy me one now that I think about
And
it.
it
I bet you I
smelled
can
like
find
Vista. Oh man.
It smelled like
It had
Vista.
the pit stains. It was terrible. But Vista was so amazing, man. That food was great. Yeah. For me, it's Taco Casa. I've talked about this on the show before.
Taco Casa.
Yeah, it's at 6th and 6th Street in Topeka. Now it's Taco Owls. They changed their name a few years back. But it was Taco Casa for years. And they like microwave their food. Unabashedly, it's a nostalgia thing for me because, like, look, I'm not going to.
What do you mean they microwave?
I mean, when they assemble it, it's not warmed up. They don't use warmers. So they assemble it and then they pop it in the microwave to warm it all up. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's some sort of cuisine, but man, is my spot. And I love it. And I love it still. Anytime I go back to Topeka,
You eat it?
Oh, heck yes. It's so good, man. It's good. I know the microwave thing is weird, but that also makes me want to say like what I'm trying to get at because I'm going to read you a tweet here in a minute. Is food more about being really good or does nostalgia play a big factor in that? Because I want you to think about that because I'm going to read you a tweet here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so Ross King is a musician of some sort. And he tweeted this. Hot take. First of all, anytime on Twitter you see the words hot take, you know you're about to go in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here we go. Hot take. Whataburger and In-N-Out are both top tier fast food burgers. And 90% of the people who say one of them is way better than the other are just being loyal to their geography and or their tradition or nostalgia. Neither is terrible. Neither is amazing. They're both good. Thoughts?
I would have to say I agree.
You agree with that?
Now let me just say, I love me some Whataburger.
Yeah, right?
Okay. I am pro. I have the cups, I have the gear, stickers all over my stuff. I'm all in on Whataburger. Now we got one coming to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I'm all in on that. I literally, especially when I was a bachelor, would drive to Owasso 1 o'clock in the morning to get Whataburger and drive back. No big deal to me. Now that I'm married, I chilled out a little bit. So it's like that. Now, In-N-Out is dope, though. Mm-hmm. I'd rather have In-N-Out than Five Guys.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And so I don't have beef with either one, but I get most of my Whataburger. I don't even know if I taste it. I'm in a very bad nostalgia phase right now.
Oh, explain.
I just love anything that takes me back to my childhood.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what that is, but I'm just in this weird phase where, like, if it's the music, TV shows, I like to read about, I like to watch documentaries that talk about
Yeah.
anything from the 80s and the 90s. And I'm also infatuated with the 60s. Just infatuated.
Interesting.
With the 60s just blow. I think the 60s and the 70s in America is the best era of music in every genre.
I'm also kind of fascinated with the 60s.
Except for hip hop.
I'm fascinated with the 60s and comparing them to now. And
Very much so.
And the difference, but there's like one key difference where the 60s, even though protests could get violent in the 60s too, the 60s seem like they were like sincere on the love motivation, make love, not war, blah, blah, blah. Whereas now we're anger motivated. Like everything's about anger.
Yeah.
And so that's like this one kind of big difference that the motivation behind all of it. And so I talk about anger a lot because my favorite book of the Bible is Jonah. So I just love, I love talking about anger and about what it does to us when we don't even realize what it's doing to us. And so, yeah, I'm also fascinated with the 60s and the similarity, overwhelming similarity, but then the one difference that sends it on different paths.
My nostalgia about the food, I just think that when we were kids, eating out was a treat. You didn't do it for convenience as much as you did it to treat yourself. And times have changed where now eating out is a food it's like a food group. It's a part of our nutritional values now.
Yeah.
And so it's personal. I think the thing he left out is this, I was talking to Nick about this, Nick Marco, Pastor Nick. The arguing about phones, like he gets into this and he's making fun of the Apple people, but in your argument, you're behaving the same way as them, trying to, if something is silly, it's silly. The silliness stands alone. You just watch it be silly and you watch it eat itself. You don't have to be angry about silliness. And the attachment to these products blows my mind. So you're going to eat Whataburger? It's like, yeah. And there are people who will do that to you. Like, I can't believe you guys and your Whataburger. I just don't understand you guys and your water. And there's like a 25-minute tangent over a burger. Right. And I think that's the thing that I see today that I don't get. Like, I don't understand why it matters that somebody's wearing Adidas or Nike. Like, I don't understand.
Well,
it's legit, dude. Like, people have an affinity for these products and a loyalty to these products. I have friends that have only worn Nike in the last 30 years. Never will take off Nike, but they've been in 4 marriages. And they brag about their commitment to Nike, but you can't stay married.
Oh, no.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I've always been a Chiefs fan, and I'm never going to be a Chiefs. Well, you've given up on 6 marriages.
Oh, my.
I've always been a Royals fan. Well, maybe it's time to give up on the Royals like you did your last wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness.
So it's like, I don't understand. That's the hot take I have. What are these companies doing for you?
That's no truer thing has ever been said from a pulpit than what you just said about the Royals. Like, honestly.
Like bragging about your loyalty to a pro sports team.
Yeah.
We're not going to go, oh, wow. But when you go to funerals now, that's a character trait. And he loved his Chiefs. He loved his K-State Wildcat. I went to a funeral. That's what they talked about. Everybody wore purple, and they bragged for an hour and a half like it was character for being committed to the Wildcats.
Oh my God.
And I just disagree. I think this has gotten dangerous. Like, we are building this golden calf right now today to products that do nothing for you.
Yeah.
They do nothing.
I love that we started off talking about Whataburger.
Welcome to DJ's world. Welcome.
We should really keep like a flow chart of where we start conversations to where we end, because there's some mornings where we'll start talking here at the station at the coffee house, and then we'll look at the clock and it's like 4 hours have gone by and we're just like, oh.
If we cared, and we obviously don't, but if we cared, I think we could. There is stuff that we could put on YouTube and be right there with the big dogs.
I feel like, yes. First of all, yeah. Like if we
cared,
if we had the stick-to-itiveness to be like, we're going to create a YouTube channel. What are you guys going to talk about?
We don't know.
Whatever.
If me and you had that piece, you know what I'm saying? And me and you would have like our kids in the background. There'd be stuff going on and people in and out. If we had that, whatever that is, like, let's do this, Dave. But me and you, we'll think about it, and then we'll get indigestion and go, whatever. But I think people would watch because this is a train wreck. Me and your conversations are a train wreck.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was Maryland one time. I was like, what were you and Dave talking about? I said, I have no idea. And I was being honest. Like, we went from, our conversations will go from some historical reference to nerdland, back to sports.
Well, this is like, so we're just like, I compare us to like the philosophers. We're the Socrates and Plato of our day.
Is that what we are?
Is that too much?
I'm not. I'm PLAYDOUGH.
I feel like Plato.
I'm Play-Doh. I the thing that I'm on this. I'm doing some different things in my personal time, so I'm not as attached to the world right now. Okay, and it's refreshing. Somebody has to tell me what's going on. But I will say that I've never considered myself like, I feel like you're a philosopher. That fits you to a T. I feel like I'm, what do you call that guy before the king that had the weird hat on?
Jester?
I'm the jester. You don't want to take me too serious.
You'd have been a town crier.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, the guy that would come and be like, it's 8 o'clock and nothing's happening.
There you go. That's me. I think there are times where I might say something profound, but don't take me too serious. You take me too serious, and there's an offense somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're selling yourself short.
I don't feel like one of the things I cry about a lot is I think we take ourselves way too serious.
Yes, that's true.
It breaks my heart to the point that when I listen to some people talk, my heart starts hurting for them. It's like, oh.
Well, I think that's what social media has done. It's made us feel like we're on a platform, like in our own heads.
Yeah.
And that like, I have my followers. I mean, who could say that 30 years ago? What did that even mean 40 years ago?
Yeah.
No one had followers.
If you said you had a follower, you probably had a cult. You had a cult.
The FBI shows up. Right? They're like, excuse me, Mr. Koresh. We're going to knock your house down. So, right. It's a weird thing where we're at now. We're like, well, I got to put something out on social media because my followers are expecting it.
Dave, I think we're also victims of somebody comes along in our life and showed us how to read the Bible in its actual context. And when you start reading the Bible in its real context and you go, okay, not just what am I hearing, what would a person back then hear? And you did that and you studied some Hebrew, you studied some Greek, and you know how to do research. And one thing I love about early education from our day, I can't speak to it to now because I don't know. One thing I'll give they taught us how to research, man.
Yes.
We had to go to the library. You had to get the stupid cards out.
catalog.
You had to go
man.
to and so we know how to kind of look through information. And so given the tools that you were given about Hebrew and Greek and how the Bible was written, now you know how to get to the information and go, oh, somebody used this against me. Instead of telling me what the interpretation is and allowing the Holy Spirit to convict me and lead me, some dude up front told me what my conviction should be, right? And what this means. And now that you have those tools, I think that when we talk, we're just trying to get people to see, I don't want to say deeper perspective, like I mean better, but when you start looking at the actual context of Scripture, it revolutionizes your life.
Well, the movie Idiocracy continues to inch closer to being prophetic. The artificial intelligence, what you were just talking about with how do we do it now? I read an article the other day that 50% of people already cannot distinguish between artificial intelligence, like work, like a paper, and real. So why, the way technology is heading, why would you ever have to learn? Why would you ever have to do the work of study of any of that?
Were you the one telling me about the book and the world ends and the people just sit down?
Yeah, about human behavior and in our society now, and like if like in a third world area, if the apocalypse happens, right, they would actually have the means to keep living because they're more adaptable to their surroundings. They had to be to live.
Yeah.
Whereas in our westernized society where we have all the creature comforts, the power would go out one day. And it doesn't even matter what the cataclysmic event would be.
Yeah.
The power would go out and most people would die sitting on their couches waiting for the power to come on. You'd be sitting there like 24 hours later, like, well, the power's going to come back on. 2 weeks later, well, the power's going to come back on.
Yeah. Somebody else is going to do it for me.
2 months later, you're starving. It's like, well, the power's going to come back on. And it never is going to.
Yeah. Yeah, that to me says it right there. And one the power of it used to be, and I'm romanticizing this. It used to be somebody would say something and it would provoke you to thinking. And then you would arrive to conclusions on your own, and you would thank that person because without them saying that controversy or conviction to you, that pithy statement made provoke thoughts. Now we take pithy statements and we make them our statement.
Yeah.
Instead of going, I'm going to work through
Right.
what the person said to me.
Yeah. We take something we like, then we display it. We share people share these little meme pictures all the time of like quotes, poetry.
Yeah.
And like, instead we just say, hey, I'm going to take this and put it out on my social media and it becomes a part of my voice.
Yeah.
But you never
Thought about it.
Like the person that wrote that internally in their brain struggled and wrestled with that.
Yeah.
Like to write that. And then we never struggle or have to wrestle with anything. And there's something happening.
Absolutely.
With the way we process.
Yep, there you go.
And once again, I'm not sure where we started with this, but that's where we ended.
So glad you're listening.
Also, I'm not afraid of a cataclysmic event because I watched Mad Max growing up, and I also have a bucket of Jim Baker's freeze-dried mac and cheese.
We don't, Jim Baker.
You caught that.
Yeah.
It took you a second.
He's still on TV going, so God bless his heart.
Yep. All right. Best we end this conversation now. Hey everybody, Dave here. What you have just listened to are bits and pieces of our radio show. We have a radio show on KFEX Firescape Radio located in Chanute, Kansas. You can hear that show from noon to 4 every weekday. So if you want to tune into that, you can go to www.kfex931.com, or you can search KFEX in your app store on your smartphone and find their totally free app there. If you're a fan of Christian music, you might like to listen to our live show when you're at work, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you like music in the house, you may love to listen to that during the day. So give it a try. We would also direct you to our podcast, Pop Culture Pastor. That's probably why you're listening anyways to this version of what we do. As always, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on our social medias on Facebook and Twitter. It helps us out when you share it, when you review and rate us on our podcast homes. And of course, follow us on social media and share our stuff there. So thank you so much for listening. We love all of you guys so much. We have such a great community of listeners, and we'll see you when the regular pod drops on Friday.